All right, guys, welcome to 9.3 day 1. Today we're actually going to start solving polynomials in factored form. So just a reminder, you guys have done this before. A polynomial in factored form is written as the product of two or more factors. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, product means multiply, and factors are the little parentheses that you multiply together to get a polynomial. So for example here, this is called a polynomial, and this is called factored form. All right, so there's an awesome property here. It's called the zero product property. And it says, if the product of two or more factors is equal to 0, then at least one of the factors must be equal to 0. So this trick, guys, only works when the equation equals 0. If you don't have a 0 on one side, this does not work. Okay, so here's an example. If x minus 6 and x plus 2 equals 0, then automatically either x minus 6 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. And your guys' job is to solve for x. So if you draw the wall and add the 6 over, one of the answers is x equals 6. And then if you draw the wall over here to solve for x and you minus the 2 over, you get x equals negative 2. So those are the two solutions to that equation. Okay, but it only works if it's 0. If you have two things multiplying to equal 0, then one or both of them must equal 0, so then you just solve it. Okay, so this is going to be a really easy lesson. All right, let's try some. So same story for all of these. If the product of two factors equals 0, then either one or both of them must equal 0. Okay, so I'm going to take this one first and set it equal to 0. And then I'm going to take this one and also set it equal to 0. Okay, so one or both of them must equal 0. And then now let's just solve. Okay, well, this one's already solved for us. So a equals 0. This one we actually have to draw the wall and add the 1 over, and a equals 1. Okay, so this one has two answers, 0 and 1. All right, let's try number 2. So notice you have the product of two factors equals 0. So let's first set f plus 3 equal to 0. And next, let's set f minus 5 equal to 0. And all you have to do is solve for f. So this one we would draw the wall and minus the 3. So f would be negative 3. And this one we would draw the wall and add the 5. So f would be 5. So those are your two answers. And also another trick, however many variables you have, that's how many answers you'll have. So if there's two A's, you'll have two answers. If there's two F's, you'll have two answers. All right, let's keep going. Some of these are a little different, so I want to do them all. All right, you have the product of factors equals 0. So let's set the first one equal to 0. And then let's set this one equal to 0. All right, now this one, to solve multiplying by 3, we would just divide by 3. And 0 divided by 3 is just 0. So one of them 0. And then this one will solve, we would just add 4 to both sides. So g would be 4. Okay, so easy. All right, now let's look at number 4. Now this one, the 6 doesn't have a variable with it, so it's not going to affect our answer. All you guys have to do on this one is you're going to write m plus 5 twice, because remember squared means you write it twice. and then you just solve those. Okay, so we actually don't do anything with the 6 because since it's a 2, we should only have 2 answers. And the 6 actually doesn't affect it. All right, so this one would be m plus 5 equals 0 and m plus 5 equals 0 again. So you would minus the 5 over, minus the 5 over. This one we just have a double solution at negative 5. Okay, it's just like a repeat solution. Now, number 5. Look, we have 1, 2, 3 y's, so we're going to have 3 answers. We're going to set the first one equal to 0. We're going to set the second one equal to 0. And we're going to set the third one equal to 0. And you're going to have 3 answers. Now, this one's already solved. Y equals 0. This one, if you minus the 7 over, y is going to be negative 7. And this one, we're going to minus the 3 and get 4y equals negative 3. And then we'd have to divide by 4. So this one, y is going to be negative 3/4. And you guys can just leave it as a fraction, or you can make it a decimal. It's up to you. Okay, last one, guys. Number 6. The negative 3 does not have an x, so we just pretend it's not there. It's not going to affect our answers. But what we do have to do is set 2x plus 1 equal to 0 and 2x minus 1 equal to 0. And we're going to solve those guys. So this one, if we minus the 1 over, we get 2x equals negative 1. And then divide by 2, this one's going to be negative 1/2. And then this one, we're going to add the 1 over. So we get 2x equals 1, and then divide by 2, so x would be positive 1/2. And those would be your 2 solutions. All right, so easy. This is called the zero product property. Nice job, guys.